Money needs you. Yes, money needs you. It's not you that needs money. I am Godfrey Eso. Welcome to Unit 2 of our course, Becoming a Quantum Magnet for Money. Becoming a quantum magnet for money means that money comes to you effortlessly through multiple channels in ever-increasing quantities on a continuous basis. Yes, this is the reality of the people who are truly rich. Because when you look at the amount of money that is in the lives of the rich people, you cannot justify it based on how hard they work, how educated they are, how religious they are, or, in fact, they don't have more hours in a day than you do. So, real money is big money, and big money is automatic most of the times. Unfortunately, 95% of human beings do not have enough money. They are either poor or middle class. And since money is not found in the curriculum, we don't teach money in school, the 95% of struggling people transmit their poverty consciousness to their kids, who grow up to be the 95% that continues to be poor, while the 5% of the top rich people that control more than 80% of the wealth of the world, they teach money to their children over the dinner table. So their kids get up, they practice the lessons learned from their wealthy parents, and they go on and get rich. So the rich keep getting richer, and the poor keep getting poorer. Where do you belong? But the good news is that the old ways have changed because we are now living in a digital economy and a global economy. For some of you, I am your rich dad, the dad you never had to teach you about money. Yes, and I became who I am today because I adopted my own rich dads. My biological dad had many good things going on for him, but he definitely did not have money. So if I had limited myself to the family tradition of money, I wouldn't be sharing these lessons with you right now. Probably I would have been a civil servant in Cameroon, where I was born, making a decent living, yes, but nothing to write home about, because in that part of the world, a decent living means a $500 a month income. Yeah, $500 a month. That is the salary of medical doctors, teachers, lawyers, engineers, nurses, you name it, in some parts of the world. And I used to wonder, why would someone go through school right up to PhD only to come out and work 40 hours a week for 40 years of their lives and still retire broke? Money certainly has nothing to do with academic credentials. And I know that because I am an educator, I am an education manager, higher education manager for that matter. It is us who decide what to put in the curriculum for entire nations. And unfortunately, because education follows political agendas, it is not within the power of a single individual to decide what must be in the curriculum. Else, the most essential component of every school curriculum, from elementary school to university, as far as I am concerned, is supposed to be money. Because money is the most important subject as far as your physical life on earth is concerned. Why? Money is a means of exchange. There is nothing tangible, nothing in this material universe that you don't need to exchange for money, or that you cannot exchange money for. Whether it's healthcare, or education, or clothing, or housing, or communication, everything. Some people will tell you that money cannot buy happiness. I don't know what they call happiness, but I know that every evening when I come home with a gift for my wife, I have created happiness. They say money cannot buy love. But I wonder how many of you would still have a girlfriend if you did not celebrate her birthday by at least buying her a gift, even if it's a bar of chocolate. Some people say money is the root of all evil. And I say the lack of money is the root of all evil. In Unit 1 of this course, I took you through the evolution of money, the story of money. Most of the misconceptions that we have about money are a result of lack of understanding about what money is. By taking you through the evolution of money, you now know what money is. You now know that money is not a thing. Money is value. The physical things, be them your dollar bill or your credit card or your cryptocurrency, they are the forms that money assumes over time. And those forms change from time to time and from environment to environment. The only thing that does not change is the concept of value. Therefore, money in itself is energy. Money in itself is value. And when you transcend the limited consciousness, the limited ideas about money, when you migrate your awareness from the form of money to the spirit of money or the essence of money, then you would have positioned yourself, you would have polarized yourself such that money starts flowing to you effortlessly through multiple channels in ever-increasing quantities on a continuous basis. So, in today's lesson, in this unit, we're looking at the concept that money needs you. That is a bold claim, but I will prove it to you. So let's dive right in. In the social sciences, there is a theoretical model called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Abraham Maslow is the social scientist that came up with this hierarchy of needs, which have become the reference point for most of the social sciences. So whether you're doing sociology or banking or accounting or anthropology or communication, you probably, or law and so on, you probably have come across Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And if you did not have the good fortune of having Maslow's hierarchy of needs in your curriculum, you don't need to worry, because you can just go to Google right now and Google Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You will see this fascinating pyramid that ranks human needs in the form of a pyramid, beginning with 1, the physiological needs, what I call the survival needs. The physiological needs are the needs that you require for your activities of daily living, your physiological, your physical, your bodily needs, like food, clothing, shelter, what else? The 14 activities of daily living: sleep, reproduction, you know. So it is your right as a human being to have food to eat. It is your right as a human being to have clothes on your body. It is your right as a human being to have sleep. So if the physiological needs are your right as a human being, by mere virtue of the fact that you are on this planet, you are entitled to those things, because without them, you're dead. Unfortunately, in the modern economy, you won't get any of it without money. Yes, even sleep. Some people cannot afford 4 hours of sleep per day because they have 3 jobs. Why do they have 3 jobs? They are running after money. So if you have all the money you need, only then will you be able to have all the sleep you need, which is your right. So my argument is that if the physiologic needs are your divine right as a human being, then money is your right. So long as you need money to get some of these things, money is your right. You heard me. I said so long as you need money, right? Because the economy compels you to exchange money for those things. But in reality, the experience of life you are having is the real value. The money you are exchanging for that experience is a currency. So the currency in itself is just energy. It's just something that is useless without you. You are the one that gives value to money. Therefore, money needs you. The next scale on Maslow's hierarchy of needs is the safety needs. And the safety needs are about personal security, health care, your human rights, the sense of peace and well-being. For example, if you're living in a certain neighborhood, you don't want to be walking home and looking over your shoulder afraid of getting shot. Unfortunately, that's the reality of so many people. The only reason why they are in that neighborhood is because that is what they can afford. So you see how money now gets tied to your security. If you are in a relationship, you want to be respected, you want to be loved, you want to be valued, you don't want to be punched every day. But the people who are in abusive relationships, most of the times they stay there because they cannot stand on their 2 feet if they leave that relationship. So they become economic slaves in the name of marriage or partnerships and so on. The people who enter boats after, the perilous journey across the Sahara Desert, they enter maybe fishing boats trying to cross the Mediterranean to get into Europe in search of quote-unquote greener pasture, and many of them die. What are they looking for? Economic freedom. So you see that security, which is supposed to be your right as a human person, is now something you need to exchange for money. But since security is your divine right, it is money that needs you. It's not you that needs money. Because by virtue of the fact that you're a human being, you deserve to live in security, you deserve to live in health, you deserve to live in safety. So it's not you that needs money. It is money that needs you, because it is you that ascribes this value called security to money. Without you, money does not exist. Without you, the piece of paper that you call a dollar is just a piece of paper. Oh, try this. Take a dollar bill to a pygmy community in tropical Africa. They'll probably use it and go to the toilet. They don't know what it is. They don't care what it is. So money has value only in the economy that recognizes that form of money. In the same way, you can create your own economy. In fact, your life is an economy in itself, whose central bank is this thing in between your ears. The ideas you have about money determine the flow of money in your life. And the most crucial idea of all ideas is this idea that it is money that needs you. It is not you that needs money. The third level on Maslow's hierarchy of needs is the love and belonging needs. Here we're talking about family, friendship, intimacy, and belonging, your network. Again, without money, you hardly have friends around you, right? Without money, your marriage would hardly stay intact. So your love and belonging and intimacy is entangled with the flow of money through your life. Again, your love and belonging and your feeling of, your empowering relationships, these are values that you create for money. So even though you live in an economy that requires you to exchange money for these intangible experiences, you need to realize that it is you that is ascribing that value to that money. And so long as it is you that is ascribing value to money, it is money that needs you, not the other way around. When you feel that you need money, you are reinforcing in your mind the idea that you don't yet have money. You're reinforcing the belief that you are deficient. You're reinforcing the belief that money has power over you, because when money comes to you, it is a blessing, it is a favor. Therefore now money has become your God. That is a powerful concept. So you need to flip your thinking and say, money needs me. Money wants me. Money exists for me, because money is just a thing, a form of energy, a symbol that is worth nothing apart from the value that I ascribe to it. So when you shift the power back to yourself, what happens? Money starts flowing to you. But when you shift the power to money, what happens? You chase money. And the more you chase money, the more money runs away from you. Let us move to the fourth level on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is the esteem needs. Esteem here is about your sense of self-worth, your sense of recognition, your sense of self-confidence, which comes from what? Your job, your social class, your alumni association, the status symbols that matter to you and the people around you, like the kind of car you drive, the kind of house you live in, the kind of jewelry that you have on your body, and all of that. Anything that represents esteem, the way people perceive you, the way people look at you, the way people relate with you, it falls under this hierarchy of needs. Again, since it's your divine right to have self-esteem, since it's your divine right to be respected, you realize that even though you live in an economy that requires you to exchange money for these things, it is actually you that is giving value to the money. So by remembering this, you would return to that awareness that it is you that is value. It is you that gives value to money. Therefore, money needs you. Money wants you. Money exists for you. Money is flowing to you, not the other way round. The final level on Maslow's hierarchy of needs is the self-actualization level. Self-actualization is about you becoming the best person that you can possibly be. This is the level of experience that we call the spiritual experience, and basically it's about transcendence, transcending the physiologic needs, the safety needs, the love and belonging needs, the self-esteem needs. When you transcend these first four needs, then you have gone beyond the ego. You've started, you've had this expanded awareness that, shows that you are one with everyone else, you're one with the universe, and so your passion in life is no longer about satisfying the physical senses and the ego. Your passion is about giving and sharing and spiritual pursuits. That's what self-actualization is about, and that is the ultimate success. So I encourage you to read Maslow's hierarchy of needs if you didn't do it in school, or even if you did it in school, it will still be a wonderful experience to now read about it with this new perspective that I have given you, that since the needs are your right as a person on this planet, and you are living in an economy that requires you to exchange money for these needs, it is you that is ascribing value to money. Without you, money would not exist. Without you, money would be worthless. So if it is you that is giving value to money, it means that it is money that needs you. It's not you that needs money. Let us move from Maslow's hierarchy of needs to what I call the value pentagram. There are 5 domains of life: the spiritual domain, the emotional domain, the mental domain, the physical domain, and the social domain. So pentagram, penta means 5. So whenever you hear of the value pentagram, think of the spiritual values, the mental values, the emotional values, the physical values, and the social values. So you see that Maslow's the self-actualization needs on Maslow's hierarchy correspond with spiritual values, right? So the reason why I am refreshing your memory about these values is to reinforce in you the idea that you are valued. It is you that is valued. When you get that concept firm in your spirit, solid in your spirit, your life will change. If you are valued, then it is money that should be looking for you. It is opportunities that should be looking for you. It is people that should be looking for you. It's like the pot of honey, it stands there, and the bees come swarming in. The sunflower stays there and the butterflies come flocking to it. The magnet sits there and any piece of metal around it gets magnetized to it. That is what happens to you when you awaken to the realization that you are valued and everything else needs you, not the other way around. So the self-actualization needs correspond with your spiritual values. The self-esteem needs correspond with your mental values. The love and belonging needs correspond with your emotional values. The safety needs correspond with social values, and the physiologic needs correspond with physical values. So the value scale, just like the hierarchy of needs, the value scale moves from physical values to social values to mental values to emotional values to spiritual values. And so if you sit down and you create this value scale and you outline all the aspects of your life that fall on each level, you will have this tangible experience that, wow, yes indeed, I am valued. I am valued. If I am valued, then it is money that needs me. It is money that wants me. It is money that is looking for me. It is money that is working for me, not the other way around. Let us end this lesson, this unit, with a third phase, which I call the success code. You know, throughout the years, I've often asked myself, what is success? And whenever you ask what is success, you hear a different definition. Why? Because success is a subjective concept. Just like riches is a subjective concept, poverty is a subjective concept. If you take the money of Jeff Bezos and you put it in the hands of me, for example, I would say I am very rich, right? Some other person, if you take the amount of money that I have right now and you put it in the hands of that person, the person will consider themselves very rich. Now, if you take the amount of money that that person has right now and you give it to some other person, that other person will consider themselves very rich. So you see, this scale it's a continuum without limit. From the wealthiest person in the world right now to the poorest person in the world right now, there are infinite levels of wealth in between, infinite levels of poverty in between. Like I mentioned earlier, Jeff Bezos would consider me a poor man as we speak. And in between me and Jeff Bezos, there are millions of people who are billionaires and millionaires and so on. So just like in between me and some other person, there are millions of people who, have their own different ideas about wealth and poverty. So success is subjective, wealth is subjective, poverty is subjective, and this is why, as a pedagogic mind, as a teacher, as a scientist, what is more important to me is to create models that we can all identify with, so that no matter what your definition of success is, no matter what your definition of wealth is, no matter what your definition of poverty is, we all can use the same frame of reference when it comes to pursuing what we have defined as our objective. So we have looked at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we have looked at the value pentagram, through which I have sown in you the seed of the idea that it is money that needs you, it is money that is looking for you, it is money that is supposed to be working for you because you are value. So if you understand those two concepts, then the success code will be easy for you to grasp. What is a success code? The success code is a model that I developed to say that, okay, you and I are human beings because we have a genetic code that makes us human, which is different from the genetic code that makes the cat, and the genetic code that makes the dog, and the genetic code that makes the monkey, right? Or the genetic code that makes the apple that you probably are eating right now. So in this universe, every manifestation is the result of a certain code. Even the English you are hearing right now is a system of symbols. I am speaking using words. Those words are symbols that you are interpreting to get the message that I am communicating. So even language is a code. Music is a code. The house you are in right now was constructed using a certain blueprint, a plan. That is a code that the architect created. In fact, the most popular form of code in our age is the computer codes. So the video you're watching right now is thanks to a computer program. A program is basically a line of code. So everything in the universe, from the natural universe that we are a part of to the artificial universe that we have created through technology, everything is the result of a code. So success also is not some chance occurrence. I have come to the understanding that success is also a code. So you're supposed to have a framework, a mental model of what your life is supposed to look like in order for you to call yourself a successful person. If you focus on the code itself, then you'll be able to replicate it and expand your experience of life. So this is very different from somebody coming to just teach you a course on how to earn $1,000 a month or $5,000 a month or $1 million a year. They are focusing on one area of life, which is money, which is just one out of the 12 domains that make up the success code that I am about to reveal to you. So the first domain of the success code is spiritual awareness. Spiritual awareness is about you migrating your consciousness from the senses and your reaction to circumstances to actually understanding the principles, the laws, the secrets through which the universe unfolds. Because by understanding the principles by which the universe unfolds, you will understand your relationship with the universe, your relationship with those laws, so that you can harness and specialize them into the results that you want. So you awaken your spiritual consciousness by studying spiritual literature, by watching transformational videos like this one, or taking courses like this one, by meditating or any other spiritual exercise that works for you. But the first domain in the success code is spiritual awareness. The second is creative intelligence, awakening the power of your mind, because you know that every fortune, every empire, every achievement, every invention, everything in this world that you experience originated in someone's mind. So you need to develop the ability to think critically, to reflect on your experiences, to decide what you want, and to use the power of your mind to be the master of your life, rather than someone who is a slave to your physical senses and you're always reacting to circumstances. The third domain of the success code is emotional poise. You need to develop the emotional stability, the inner belief system, the emotional intelligence that keeps you grounded instead of being erratic, reactive, or fearful, worrisome. So when you develop emotional poise or emotional intelligence or emotional stability, then you have fulfilled the third domain of the success code. Then there is physical health and well-being. That is a fourth domain. We cannot overemphasize the importance of being in good health, because if this body is not healthy and strong and vibrant and charming and magnetic, there's very little you can do in the world, right? So the fifth domain of the success code is harmony with nature. You need to have a balance with your environment, because you are a part of the universe, and if you're not in harmony with the universe, with your natural environment, your physical health will be disrupted, your mental health will be disrupted, and with that, with those disruptions, you cannot pursue success, you cannot be successful, you cannot be a balanced person. The sixth domain of the success code is empowering relationships. Empowering relationships include your family, your friends, your intimate ones, and these have a lot to do with your emotional health. It has a lot to do with your sense of self-worth. It has a lot to do with the health of your soul, because that's how you get validated. So fulfilling this domain is crucial in being a successful person. The seventh domain of the success code is authentic self-expression. We live in a world in which people wake up in the morning, go and do the jobs they hate, surrounded by people they hate. In fact, they complain all day just because they need a paycheck. So the job has become the new form of slavery, because the dollar is the new god of the modern age. But how about that authentic self that is yearning to come out? For example, I am a natural teacher, I am a passionate teacher. Sharing these marvelous ideas is what I do spontaneously and naturally. But if I did not find a way of packaging this content in the form of a course that you can pay a token for, then my authentic self-expression would have been different from my job, right? So imagine that I need to have a security guard job so that I can pay my bills. That security guard job, that now is my job, but my authentic self-expression is what I am doing right now. So the ultimate success as far as self-expression is concerned is to be able to turn your passion into your source of income. That way, your mission in life and your job are one and the same thing. And that moves us to the eighth requirement, the eighth domain of the success code, which is having a fulfilling career. Whether it's a profession you're practicing or a business you are running, when it is in alignment with your authentic self-expression, there is no doubt you will be a genius at it. And when you are a genius at what you do, you will be spontaneously prosperous, because money will come looking for you. The ninth domain of the success code is material abundance, money. Now you see where money belongs on this scale. Ninth position. Because money, the real money, flows to you effortlessly through multiple channels in ever increasing quantities on a continuous basis as a result of you fulfilling these other 8 levels of success. The 10th domain of the success code is time, freedom to enjoy life. What is the use of all the money in the world if you do not have time to enjoy it? Yeah, most of the high income earners, they work 16 hours a day or more in order to earn that high income, but they never have time to spend with their loved ones. They don't have the luxury of going on vacations. In fact, I followed the story of a very successful lawyer who took permission to travel to visit her sick granddad, and when she got to town, work had followed her. Her boss called her, to finish this urgent task and send back. And while she was doing that, she missed the appointment to go see her granddad in the hospital. Eventually, she got there when he had died. That experience, as traumatizing as it was, became that lady's wake-up call, and her life has since changed. So you don't want to have your own wake-up call the hard way, and that is why you are taking this course. So you need to factor into your success plan the time and the freedom to enjoy the success that you are creating. So that brings us to the 11th domain of the success code, which is impact or legacy. We have seen that after achieving all that you want to achieve for yourself, you eventually get to a point where you transcend your bodily needs, your emotional needs, your love and belonging needs, your esteem needs, and so on. And now you're no longer confined in the ego. You're now looking for meaning. So you create meaning by sharing. You create meaning by leaving impact in the world. You create meaning by leaving a legacy. So whatever it is that you are doing, if you are not leaving a legacy, if you're not creating impact in the lives of others, you cannot say that you are a successful person. Maybe so far you have simply been surviving. And yes, you can be a multi-millionaire, but you're just a survivor, because there is no meaning to your wealth if it doesn't transcend your ego. Finally, we move to the 12th domain of the success code, which is perpetual growth. We live in an infinite universe. We live in a universe that is constantly expanding. We live in a universe where it is either you are growing or you are dying. So when you stop growing, you start dying automatically. There is no debate about it. So in your success plan, in your success strategy, in your success goal, you should have room for continuing development, continuous growth and expansion. You should continuously improve your health. You should continuously improve your knowledge. You should continuously build your relationships. Your money should keep growing. Your influence in the world should keep growing. Your business should keep growing, and so on and so forth. So growth and expansion is a natural feature of the universe, and so growth and expansion should be a natural feature of your life. With these 12 domains, I have given you what I consider to be the success code. And you see that if you use this code to code your life, it doesn't matter where you begin. You have a code that you can now apply using a scientific approach to build your life from the humblest of beginnings to whatever level you want to achieve. So this is the power of being scientific. This is the power of working with codes. Now you have a code to work with, and I will end this lesson with a reminder that it is money that needs you. And now you know how to program yourself, how to code yourself, how to polarize yourself in a way that it is money that is looking for you and not you looking for money. So let us end with our exercise, our 5-step formula for becoming a magnet to money. 1. Spiritualize. 2. Mentalize. 3. Empathize. 4. Personalize. And 5. Actualize. You spiritualize by studying something each day, be it a spiritual book or watching an inspirational movie or video or taking a lesson like this one. Something that will supercharge your awareness, take you to the domain of the spiritual, the domain of the laws and the principles in the universe, so that by meditating on these laws, you become one with them. When you become one with the laws of the universe, you recognize that the universe is abundant and therefore you are abundant. Spiritualizing puts you in that domain called faith. 2. Mentalize. You mentalize by deciding what amount of money you want and then visualizing yourself living at that level of income. So as our basic formula, we have challenged you to turn your annual income into your monthly income, and then find an incident in your life, in your future. Find an incident, be it a certain environment, a certain house, a certain car, or a certain conversation with a friend that implies that you already have that money. Immerse yourself in that scenario every night before you fall asleep. That is how to visualize creatively. The third is empathize. To empathize is to be emotionally one with someone or something. So you are becoming emotionally one with the wealthy version of you, right? So just like you have created a scene that implies that you already have that amount of money, you need to now enter into the feeling of that scene and feel that feeling right now. So at night, as you fall asleep, while seeing yourself with that amount of money, you need to feel yourself enjoying that amount of money. Not thinking of it in the future, but awakening the feeling that resonates with it here and now. Let that be the last thing you are conscious of by the time you fall asleep every night. Then you need to personalize. In your waking hours, mimic the qualities that resonate with the wealthy person that you are becoming. For example, when you share, it implies that you have, but it is not the amount that you share that matters, it's the feeling of abundance that you awaken in yourself that matters, because the universe listens to your vibration, your feeling, not your words and the numbers in your brain. So when you give, you've shared abundance, you have awakened the feeling of abundance in your system. That's how you code abundance in your DNA on a daily basis. That is how you personalize wealth. And finally, you need to actualize by taking action. Whenever you wake up with an inspired idea, take action, because the money that is coming to you will follow the normal channels that the economy has laid out. Money will not miraculously appear in your bank account. You need to be at the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right thing. And all of that is orchestrated creatively by the universe when you are functioning from this place of attraction that I'm teaching you. So you see that it becomes effortless, because being at the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right thing becomes now the means through which you receive the money that is already yours, rather than waking up every day strategizing about how you need to, hustle to make the next dollar and so on. So it's a very disruptive approach to living. So let me leave you to get to work, practice your exercises, watch this video over and over, spend as much time as you can on this lesson in particular, because it's so crucial to reformatting your brain and making you understand that since you are value, it is money that needs you.